Hello, we are live. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Kristen. I'm super excited today. For those who are not familiar with CityClips, we are all about covering North Florida, business and tech, and I'm excited about today's episode. It is our 107th episode, and we are featuring, again, Moran College of Entrepreneurship, and we have the Assistant Dean of Academic and Student Services at JMC. So, Kirsten Harrison, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Julia.
This is crazy. I can't believe we reached over 100 episodes, and I think we've reached about 10 guests from our Aero partners, and that's why we have you on. You're one of several representing JMC, and for those who are not familiar, Aero is the Alliance of Entrepreneurial Resource Organizations, so it's easier to say Aero. And so, yeah, I will do a quick intro about you, and then, of course, we will dive into how you got to where you are today. So Kirsten is a Tallahassee native and lifelong Seminole. She's been a key leader in FSU's entrepreneurship community since 2014, helping launch the JMC, well, I'll say Moran School of Entrepreneurship, and guiding its growth into a standalone college. In her role, Kirsten leads academic advising, student engagement, and program development, with a strong focus on student success and developing future innovators and leaders. That's awesome for such a young age. Like, that's super impressive. And fun fact, she was part of the Magnificent Seven that got the whole program started. So you were part of that first initial team.
Yes, it was definitely a fun journey with some great people, and we've definitely grown a lot since then. It's crazy to look back and believe.
So you grew up in Tallahassee. Where did you go to school?
So I through from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade, I went to Trinity Catholic school, and then I went for high school Childs, and then of course Florida State.
Lincoln rivals here. We're a Lincoln family. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And did you know you were going to end up working for a university? Like, was that part of your initial track? And everybody ends up somewhere else, never really using their actual major. But what was your story like?
So growing up, I never really had anything I wanted to do or anything that I was like super passionate about as far as like what I want to be when I grow up, right? So going to college, it was just something you did, right? It was like next steps. So I never had like a super strong, like, oh, I want to major in this or I want to do this. So because of that, I changed majors about 5 different times. I was not a great student, more or less. And then I wound up eventually majoring in history.
Well, and that, I mean, I love history, to be honest. Like, if I could binge watch a bunch of history documentaries if I had all the time in the world. And I think that is very common for a lot of folks. Like, we're still, I mean, even if people were clear about what they majored in after college, you don't even know where you want to go in your career too. So everybody changes careers. There's phases in life. I didn't have a clear goal either at your age. Like, at a young college student age, I was like, I guess I'll go to art school. I'll do that because I do like art. So what led you to the College of Entrepreneurship? How did you land there?
So I graduated from college, and I think we all have that moment, like you walk out of your last final exam, you're just like, oh shoot, what do I do now? Like, just complete panic. Didn't have a job lined up or anything. So I actually got a job, like an entry-level position at a local company. And I worked there for about 6 months and got a little bored. So started looking around, and I've always had a huge love of FSU and the culture and just being here. So I started applying to every entry-level position here at FSU. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, I got called in for an interview, and Susan Fiorito interviewed me. She was in the College of Business at that time in the management department, which is where entrepreneurship major was housed. And they had told her, hey, we're going to make entrepreneurship, strategy, and information management information systems. We're going to make that its own department, and you're going to be department chair. And so she got to hire a staff person to help her do that, create the department and run the day-to-day. And that wound up being me.
Oh my goodness, you were there from the beginning. That's insane. And I would say that like that was the luck of the draw. Like you landed in a great space, great team. The team where it is now, the staff, the community that y'all have made for student entrepreneurs is just fantastic, you know? So really happy to have you guys here in the community and also to get familiar with you all through Arrow. So you focus on students.
Yes.
So helping them throughout the process, the academic process, student engagement, events, programs, right? What have you noticed? And I know you said you are coming up on your 10th year, right? The next academic year will be 10 years.
10 years since we started the School of Entrepreneurship. So since we moved out of the College of Business. So I actually started working with Susan and with entrepreneurship back in February 2014. So coming up on 12 years. And then a couple years later, we got the very generous donation of $100 million from Jim Moran and the Jim Moran Foundation. And the rest is kind of history, I guess. So
yeah, history, circling back to your history background. And so now there's alumni, right? There's been probably folks that have been doing business for 10 plus years or have entered in the program maybe after they started their business. You mentioned in our prior conversation, one will be featured in the next Seminole 100 event, right?
Yes, we have our first true JMC, JMS alum in the Seminole 100 this year, Adam Sirota, and we couldn't be more proud of him.
That's so exciting. And you guys also have an amazing executive program. You've also provided help to nonprofit executives. Shout out to Marina, who helps run all of those programs. Going back to students now, there's been some success stories. A lot of people are familiar with Divvy Up, and there's also, I think, if I am not mistaken, isn't Nightcap also one of the students? I mean, there was one of the business co-founders, the brother. Did he go through the College of Entrepreneurship?
So he did not actually, but he did go through our incubator program that we offer through the College of Entrepreneurship. So all of our student engagement activities, our student incubator program, our competitions, our student orgs, all of that is open to all FSU students.
Right. Okay. Yes. May mentioned that. May Wang also was a guest. And so when we say students, it's not just Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship majors. It is FSU students.
Yes.
Which is awesome. What are you noticing as common traits for students that thrive, being part of everything that you provide?
So the students who thrive are the ones who have hustle and passion, the ones who aren't afraid to go ahead and start and ask the questions and get involved. Like you can learn a lot from sitting in a classroom and learning from experts, but until you put that into practice, until you take advantage of it and ask the questions and make the connections and have those conversations with your classmates and your instructors, like you're not really getting it, right? So the students who really take advantage of those things, who go ahead and start their businesses while they're here, still in school, are the ones who we see, even if it's not the same business post-graduation, those are the ones we see, getting their entrepreneurial footing down the line.
And so they make it a point to, meet with faculty, they ask questions, they work on actual projects or timelines and goals. Do you have any in particular that you think we can start kind of watching in the early stages, or maybe an upcoming pitch event that's something that the community can help support?
Yeah, so as far as an upcoming pitch event, we have our biggest pitch competition of the academic year, the InNOLEvation Challenge. It's been going strong since before we separated from the College of Business. It started through JMI. So we're super excited about that. That'll be coming up in April, and will be open to anyone who wants to come and hear the pitches. There's a pretty long and extensive application process for the students with multiple rounds. So the 5 students who make it to the finals are usually very impressive.
Wow. I'm excited. As soon as y'all have, more details, is there like I guess we could save the date, right? Is it also on the website? We can check it out. The InNOLEvation Challenge. We can Google InNOLEvation possibly.
It will be April 10th.
Okay, awesome. April 10th. And I love the event y'all throw on with the 5 under 30. That one's one of my favorites that y'all do. Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, that one's coming up in a couple weeks. February 19th.
February 19th. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I need to put that on my calendar. Stat. So you through the application process for the pitch event, typically, like, do you kind of have an idea of how many applications you receive? Like, it narrows down to 5, but what have you noticed?
So from the initial, we usually get somewhere between 35 to 40 teams. So that could be anywhere from 1 student to 5 students. So we have about 35 to 40 applicants. We have many judges and different judges at each stage, and different types of judges at each stage. The first one is really just like, hey, this is my idea, kind of a broad overview. This is my business. And then this next stage that they're currently in, stage 2, we have about, I think we picked 16 out of the 40. And they're doing like a whole business plan, like pitch video, financials. So there's a lot more to it. And then the finals will be the top 5, and they'll do a live pitch in front of some guest judges.
You have like top tier talent judging the pitch events. So it's a very thorough review process. And so to get to the 5 is a big deal.
Yes, it is a huge deal. First place prize is $10,000, and then we have subsequent prizes after that. Yeah.
That's so cool. And if I remember correctly, May said that y'all also do like small pitch events too, where it's just students practicing in front of one another, which is really important.
Yeah, so we have we'll have various types and sizes of pitch events. I mean, we do pitch events against other universities across the state. Like, we partner on a lot of things, especially across campus. But every other Friday, we do have Ideathon in the Innovation Hub, which is just 2-minute, like, get up and pitch any idea you want. Like, it doesn't have to, you don't have a PowerPoint, you don't have to have anything really prepared. You just get up and pitch, and the person who does the best gets a little prize.
That's cool. Is there any way like community members could sit in on those? Or is that like I love that. Maybe if they want to qualify as a judge. I love watching people pitch. It's a great talent to have. And then you improve as you practice. It's kind of it's really neat to watch.
And I will say, if our students come out of our college knowing how to do one thing, it is they know how to pitch.
Yes, so important. I mean, even business owners need help with that. Like, just people who did not go through your program. So, and I happen to have the 5 under 30 page pulled up. So I want to make sure people know you can RSVP here. Moran College, look up 5 under 30, and it's coming up really fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to be traveling. I can't go. I just realized I'll be out of town. So, but yeah, whenever I get a chance, I make it a point to go. And it's just really inspirational, and seeing all these young people, hustling, trying to figure out life and start and grow a business. So one of the things I also wanted to ask you too is, like, growing up in Tallahassee, working at FSU, what is it that you love about Tallahassee?
Tallahassee. FSU is a huge part of that. I feel like it's just it's the community. It's everyone kind of getting together around the same things. I mean, usually football and football games and whatnot. But I've seen it a lot more as I've grown up, like within Tallahassee as well. I've seen the community, the entrepreneurial ecosystem, small businesses, just having that community in a mid-sized town like Tallahassee, right? I think is really special and really important. So I really appreciate that. But then, of course, when I was younger, it was more about like the FSU and the football. Like you can't walk into a grocery store and see people not wearing FSU stuff. Like that's just not a thing.
It's true. It's the true vibe of a college town and a football town. I mean, you can be a college town and not have a great sports program, which is kind of the struggle right now that everyone's going through here. Hopefully things will turn around. But, they have an amazing FSU soccer team. Their baseball, softball, like sports all around. There's always something at the campus. And then on top of that, the entrepreneurship energy that's really coming out of this campus. And now even with InNOLEvation and Ignite FSU, just a lot of exciting things that are developing in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's been really neat to watch since I've been here less than 15 years and living here too. What about for you? Like, is it crazy how you've seen the growth like exponentially increase in the last 10 years?
Oh my goodness.
Like Main Street was dirt when I moved here.
I think I was going to a football game this past fall, driving down Gain Street. I didn't even recognize where I was. It was crazy. Like it's changed so much, and not just like around college town, but across the city. Like you just don't recognize half the things anymore.
Yeah, and even by Childs, that whole area, you probably are more familiar like with how much everything has popped up, like Bannerman Crossing and all of those things.
Yeah.
The new developments that's happening in the nearby areas of Tallahassee. So it's exciting times to kind of see. When I was a high schooler, I'll just say that. I'm not going to say how much. Well, definitely early 90s, early 2000s, I saw how the .com era, exploded. There was a crash, and I was in San Francisco. So just seeing that time pass, and now that I'm here as a grown adult, seeing everything develop and grow, it's kind of fascinating to be able to be to watch. So I'm sure it's like for you, it being your hometown, it's probably must be a lot of. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a mixed emotion. I don't know if there's a camp that doesn't want Tallahassee to grow anymore, and then there's a camp that's like, yes, this is exciting. Like this is good.
Yeah.
More jobs,
And that's one of the things, like growing up here, I was like, oh, I don't want to stay here for college. Like I want to go somewhere else. But growing up on the north side of town, moving to campus, it was a different place, like completely, like not the same at all.
It's true.
Cool. Like I think Tallahassee has a lot of those like areas you can go on one side of town. It's completely different than another side of town. Like different vibes. Like you have the artsy vibe by Railroad Square. You have more of a family vibe out Buck Lake. Like you just kind of have a little bit of everything, which is cool.
Yes. And then there's so many nice, like really cool, cute neighborhoods that students have no clue that exists. Like there's this bubble, there's the student bubble, and then there's a community bubble outside of it, and vice versa. Like unless maybe you're not FSU alumni and you're not familiar with the campus and everything. Like one of the reasons why we wanted my oldest daughter, who's a freshman at UCF, to like explore outside of Tallahassee was to kind of experience life outside of it. And then part of my hope was that she would appreciate Tallahassee. And she sure did. She was like, Orlando's too big. It's too spread out. And then she loves like the college town feel of FSU. And so even though as much as I would love for her to stay in Orlando, she's like, I think I want to go to FSU. I'm like, you're crazy. Nothing against FSU. But yeah, no, I mean, and I'm glad, So yeah, Tallahassee is a special place, a special community. what aspect besides, like, is there any part of Tallahassee in terms of like, amenities or restaurant that you like to go to?
So my brother moved to Jacksonville for college and has stayed there and loves it there. But one of the things our family does is every time he's in town, we always go to Ricardo's. That's like our go-to. Like,
Yes. It's one of the, that was amazing Italian food and a lot of people's favorites. So shout out to Ricardo's.
Amazing.
Okay, so as we wrap up, if there's anything else you'd like to mention, one of the things I love to do is give guests a chance to kind of give their words of wisdom or tips to either students or parents of students on, what it is that y'all provide and offer, or even just life advice. Really, it's just you have the floor, and we have extra time, so take your time.
Yeah. So I guess my advice to any students, especially student entrepreneurs, would be to just go ahead and get started. Like there's no time like the present. And the most important thing you can do is build your network, right? So it'll help you inside business, outside of business. But that is one of the things I've learned, at least growing up in Tallahassee at FSU in an entrepreneurial ecosystem. It's really about the connections you make. Something that you might not think, oh, like me meeting this person or having a relationship with this person is going to benefit me down the road. But one day there's going to be that connection, and you want to be able to call on those people. And I think one of the really special things about the Tallahassee community and the FSU community in entrepreneurship is everyone is willing to help you and wants to support you and wants you to be successful and grow, and is willing to work together. And like I said, I think that's super special, and it's something that young people and young students they don't realize yet.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a follow-up question for you since we have a little bit of time. And I think young people struggle with the social aspect of, and even the idea of networking and walking up to a stranger and introducing themselves. And so what have you found to help students that had a hard time with that, post-COVID?
Yeah, and it's an ongoing thing, right? But one of the things that we've done within the Moran College for our students pursuing a degree with us is we actually require every single one of our students to do an internship prep class, which they all fight against. They're like, I don't need to do this. I know how to do a resume. I know how to do an interview. And they're all very thankful they've had it at the end, because we go over all those soft skills and things that no one necessarily teaches you, you just kind of learn, right? So we kind of force them into that, and we require them to do an internship. So they get some real work experience before they graduate and have something to kind of lean back on and kind of know what they're looking for and how they can talk to future employers. So I think that's something that we've tried to do, and it's one of those things that students don't always see the value in at first. But I think it's one of the things, like coming up on graduation, it's like, wow, okay, I'm really glad I did that.
Which is really great, because, by the way, I really find that a lot of the students coming out of the College of Entrepreneurship are top talent. Great kids. The partnership with JMC and DOMI, like I've met amazing students helping and interning at DOMI, and they've helped me too. So yes, I've had several interns coming from Moran College of Entrepreneurship. So really appreciate you all, your team, and what you do for the business community. And thank you so much for taking the time to hop on my show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been great talking to you.
I'd love to do this again, and we could talk about anything you want related to some of the upcoming events to support everything that y'all do.
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, I'll see you backstage. Subscribe for free, guys, to CityClips.net for my email newsletter. See you guys next time. Bye.